I had this thought. I'm going to bring it up with Scott Galloway the next time I sit down with him. He's got super famous for this same, the most important decision that you make in your life, it's not going to be where you work, it's not going to be where you live, it's going to be the person that you marry. Charlie Munger's got the same thing. The most important decision that you make in your life is your spouse, etc., etc. And I understand why that's a talking point that people are pushing, because people fall backward into relationships. They're not intentional about this stuff. They don't try and cultivate a practice of honesty. They don't even deal with their unspoken expectations. They don't, all of these things. I do wonder, though, whether it is putting even more undue pressure on people. And this is the problem of a one-size-fits-all piece of advice for a very broad audience. That some people, it's the same thing with some of the sort of post-Me Too messaging around how guys should behave with women. Some of the messaging, lots of the messaging says basically don't be pushy. The problem is the men who really need to be told don't be pushy won't take that to heart. They're just going to plow through it.
Right.
And the guys who really need to be encouraged are going to really, really embody it.
Right.
You know? So,
well, and the other side of it, the number of Texas women who are like, I just want a guy who, right? So I get the one size fits all. I think the challenge to the statement is we take that the most important person is the person you marry, right? Which I believe that, but I think we dump it on a person, not on the thing, not on the marriage. And so I force this other person to carry it all instead of saying, hey, can you and I carry this thing? And I think that's a totally different perspective. You get what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're going to give somebody a burden no human can carry. Like Brad stuff that says, like Wilcox says, like a good or great marriage, everything in your life ROIs this way, and a not great or bad marriage, everything like un-ROIs the other way, right? It's like a D-ROI. But if I put that on a human being, man, nobody can carry that. But if I say, hey, you and me, can we pull this thing together? Man, those two horses can pull more together than they can individually. I like that. But it does put a lot of pressure on it. Okay, so as somebody who's 37 and not married, it's easy for me to run my mouth about this. I got married when I was 24, right? I was a child. And so tell me about the nature of that pressure.
Yeah, it's certainly palpable, especially if you take it to heart. And if you think, well, what's the sort of relationship? What's the sort of future that I want to have? What's the sort of marriage and family that I want to have? And I have a bunch of guys, there is no good archetype for this, but I have a bunch of guy friends who are unbelievably eligible. Like some of the most eligible men, maybe at least one of the most eligible men in America.
Oof, is he over 6 foot though? That's where
yes,
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, true, and many figures, and he just wants a family. Like he just can't wait to be a dad. But the fact that he has waited a little while is making the pressure mount, and you see this in women that have built up a career. There's a good example with a lamp that Louise Perry taught me about, where if you're moving into a new house and you need to buy a lamp, it's a piece of piss. You've got nothing else in the house. There's a lamp that'll work, and you build the house around the lamp. If you've done the opposite, and you've built this very elaborate internal decor, you need to find the perfect lamp, right? That comes in at this time. And it's one of the unseen costs that people who wait longer pay, both guys and girls. If you wait until you're in your 30s or your late 30s or your 40s or your 50s before you finally decide to settle down, your life, you have more preferences. You have greater complexity. You have this sense that you know what you like and what you want and what you deserve and how this should, and it's more hard. It's more difficult to find.
But so can I pull that thread for a second? That essentially turns another person into the remaining puzzle piece for your puzzle. Instead of I had fewer things to dump out. My puzzle was jaggedy and small and trashy. So when we were like, hey, we have to build a new puzzle together, that was easy. I didn't own anything. I was right. It just means there's more at stake for you to swipe the table off.
It feels like there's more at stake because you've spent all of this time building it up. You spent all of this time creating this life that is yours.
But it goes back to for what?
Correct. Ultimately, if all of this was basically you in a holding pattern, waiting, and this is, what are you doing? Are you trying to create a life and a partnership and a family that is the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just the side dish to your career? And there is a big cohort of people for whom the family thing is just the thing that they do. Like it's what people do,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not their alchemy. It's not their zenith of
the reason for being
of their contribution to this world, right?
Yeah.
And again, the problem occurs when somebody from group 1 gets into a relationship with somebody from group 2. That I want this thing to be everything, and we can build our lives around this. But yeah, if you've spent a long time constructing a very elaborate cathedral, this wonderful orchestral life that's got these moving parts and it's all perfectly put together, and it feels like you're giving away more, even if the end goal that you need to get to is the thing that you wanted all along. Even if all you did was be in a holding pattern waiting for this thing to start, you feel the deceleration, you feel imagine this. Somebody's got a really big bank account and they need to give away 50% of their net worth in order to be able to do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If your bank account's got 10 million in it, it's way easier than if it's got $10.
Of course.
Right? Like, if you've got $10, sorry, it's way harder than if you've got $10. If you've got $10 and you just give away $5, like, well, fucking, like, it's $5. What does that matter? Even if it's 50% of my wealth. But if you've got this huge bank account, you feel the amount that you've got to withdraw more. It's a bigger overall number.
So what would feeling that feeling and then doing the next right thing look like in real life?
Commitment, I think. A reprioritization of this is that period of my life's over. Right? As you said,
it's a different kind of awesome.
It's a different kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I had an awesome where I lived for me. But eventually you just kind of get bored of yourself. And it's a choice between a familiar kind of awesome and an unfamiliar kind of awesome. And some people are not prepared to trade the former for the latter because they just don't know. They don't know what it is. We're not good with uncertainty. We're good with unpredictability.
It's fascinating that the things that we evolved to do to prove worthiness to a mate are the things that end up trapping.
They're getting in the way of doing the thing. Yeah, the thing that you want.
The peacock feathers are now like in front of our face and we can't even see the mate.
Yeah, the thing that you want is being sacrificed for the thing which is supposed to get the thing that you want. Yeah. I was supposed to be successful so that I could find a mate, so that I could start a family. And the reason that I can't start a family is because I'm so busy working so hard
successful.
to try and find a mate. Yeah, dude, the barstools, I mean, that when you see don't sacrifice the thing you want for the thing that's supposed to get it, it is a universal rule. Don't sacrifice happiness in order to achieve success so that when you're finally sufficiently successful, you can allow yourself to be happy. Like so many people do that. People sacrifice freedom in order to be wealthy, right? They think, well, if I turn to a life of crime, I can be wealthy. And it's like, why do you want to be wealthy? Well, so I can be free. You go, if you get caught, you're in jail.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing the thing you want for the thing that's supposed to get the thing that you want. And it just appears everywhere. And it's a misunderstanding of means and ends. And you've got them the wrong way around. You keep confusing I'll just keep saving, I'll just keep saving, I'll just keep working, I'll just keep building. And you go, for what?
That's it. But how much of that is a fear of man, this is such an abused word. How much of that is a fear of being vulnerable? Because I can control all of these other things. But when it comes to building a life with somebody else, I can only control me in that boat.
Oh, 100%. So much of it is about control. Like the reason that people commit to careers over relationships is that a career can't leave them. And another person can. I think that's why you're 95% in on the relationship.
But you can't see my text.
Yeah. And I'm not prepared to let go of that bit of the career. Because if I do that and you leave, I have no hedge. I have nowhere to hide. I haven't got anything that's just for me. It's my little secret. It's my little thing. It's not for you. It's the side account that you don't know about.
And I guess the hard part is you can't know how extraordinary the other side of that is.
Without
when you're all in on our, that you can't know until you risk it all. Or you risk getting hurt really badly.
A quick aside, if you're anything like me, packing for a weekend trip somehow takes longer than the trip itself, which is why I've partnered with Nomadic, because this backpack is the best, most beautiful, most life-changing piece of luggage that I've ever found. It's got a compartment for everything. No more playing suitcase Tetris or rolling your clothes like you're some sort of burrito chef. You planned a beautiful trip. Do not let a disorganized bag ruin the vibe. Look, if you're still on the fence about their product, they come with a lifetime guarantee. So this is literally the final backpack that you'll never need to buy. And you can return or exchange any product within 30 days for any reason. So you can buy a new bag, try it for a month. If you don't like it, give you your money back. And they ship internationally. Right now, you can get a 20% discount. See everything I use and recommend by going to the link in the description below or heading to nomatic.com/modernwisdom. That's nomatic.com/modernwisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, you will love the full-length episode available right here.